Hello, viewers. You are welcome to the FRANCA'S show. My name is Auntie Franca, the children's favorite auntie. Do you know there is a connection between childhood and adulthood? And whatever you do to a child today can affect the future positively and negatively. Do you know that? Well, this program is to create awareness to be able to optimize the child's psychological, physical, mental, and social well being for a better future. And today we are talking about kids with conduct disorder. And then I guess for the day is Matilda Owusia, a mental health nurse. Matilda, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
Kids with conduct disorder, what is it?
Okay, so children with conduct disorder are children who do not go according to the social norms of the community. They are antisocial. They don't stay with what they are supposed to do. They don't act in accordance with what the society expects them to be doing. So that's what conduct disorder is about.
The society expects us to do so many things, and so I don't think you expect all the kids to be to do what the society is expecting us to do. What are some of the things that we should look at it from the kids?
Okay, so with conduct disorder, there are different symptoms that show that the child has conduct disorder. It can be grouped into three. We have the aggressive symptoms, we have the destructive symptoms, and then we have the deceitful symptoms.
Okay,
so with the aggressive symptoms, the child sometimes intimidates his friends. He would bully his friends, and then sometimes they tend to fight with their friends. And sometimes they even throw weapons at their friends. Like a child would be fighting with his friend, and he'll pick a stone and then throw it at his friend. So that is
and then the biting.
The aggressive. Yes,
there's
and
that
then biting of their friends. That is also the aggressive symptoms of the conduct disorder.
Is that one not protective mechanism?
Against?
If you want to beat a child, you are older than this child and she can bite you. That one I think is protective mechanism. And what do you also say?
Okay, so you can't just have that and then we'll term it as a conduct disorder. It has to be at least 3 or 4 of the symptoms. That is when we can call you a child who has conduct disorder.
Oh, yes. Okay. Exactly. So what can parents do when you see such things in your child?
Okay, so with parents, we know they are the first point of contact for the children. So it is very good that the parents will adopt positive parenting strategies for their children. So with parenting, it comes a long way. It has a lot to do with trying to make sure the child grows up positively. So you have to adapt very good strategies that will help you to put the child in order. And then you have to know how to communicate with the child too. The child learns to be better with the environment and then better with social interaction when you tend to have that kind of closure with the child.
Wait, don't let us forget this. When you were talking about the symptoms, you mentioned 3, but then you talked about 1. Let's go back and explain the 2.
Okay, so after I mentioned the aggressive symptoms, and then there's the destructive symptoms, whereby the children tend to destroy property. So they will just pick something and then throw it away. Or they'll pick something that's very valuable and then destroy it.
What about children that destroy the chobi, the teddy bears, and then that one they can use red pen or black pen to circle the face, make sure they shook the chobi, the nice teddy bear that you bought or the nice baby that you bought for your child. And then the next thing you see that this child has used a very sharp thing just to destroy that thing. Could it also be a disorder?
Okay, so some of them feel they are just playing with the toy that you've given to them. But if it is something that is constant, yes, it happens very frequently, then you know that there's something wrong with the child.
And then the third one?
And then we have the deceitful behavior, whereby they lie, they steal, and then they are delinquent. So yes.
Say it again.
They lie. They lie.
Also, lying, I think it's part of us. Who did it? I don't know. Mommy, it's this one. And so I think is that one too a lie?
Yes, but you know, it has to do with the frequency of the lying.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So if it is very often,
So
then
if you see these three symptoms, so if you see these three symptoms in your chart, she has started lying, hitting the toys like anyhow, and the last thing is what?
Deceitful behavior.
Deceit.
And then
A little azar. Please watch out. If you see these symptoms in your chart, please note what it is. It's very necessary. You note what it is. Is there a treatment for that?
Yes, there's a treatment for that, and that involves the parents more.
Okay.
So there's family therapy.
Oh, okay.
Whereby the family makes changes to help the child get closer to them.
What are some of the changes?
Okay, so you can organize maybe play activities amongst your children plus the parents, so that they have that kind of interaction with you. They know that they can easily interact with people and then build their social confidence.
Oh,
do you understand? Yes.
Okay. So you say, what if we have only one child at home?
So you talk to the child more, you interact with the child more. You teach the child how to interact with other people in the community.
And if it's possible, you can take your child out also to meet other people.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So is there a way that parent can also contribute to that kind of behavior?
Yes.
How?
So if the child grows up in a home that is not stable, a disorganized home, whereby there's always fights between mommy and daddy, it affects them, it causes them to have a trauma on their brain. And then sometimes there's also PTSD. So as time goes on...
PTSD, please, what is PTSD?
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Ah, okay.
Yes. So whilst their parents are fighting, they get used to it, and then later on it affects them. Whenever they remember that maybe they are in school and they have to go home, go back to the fighting, then they start having panic. Yes. So that's the post-traumatic stress disorder.
So what should parents do in case the child has already developed that kind of disorder, conduct disorder? What should parents do to solve this problem?
So you can take the child to see a psychologist. That is where the psychologist can either tell the parents to adopt strategies to help the child grow well. They can tell them to start the family therapy or cognitive behavioral therapies. That will help the child associate very well with the community.
Oh, okay. So
sometimes if it is worse, then they can give them medications that will help them to get better.
Oh, okay. So to prevent this kind of disorder, children should be taken out.
Yes.
To where?
So you can take the child to the playground. I know the mall has some playgrounds. The trade fair has some playgrounds you can take the child to. The more you take the child out and then interact with the child learns how to behave outside of the home environment.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So that also builds their confidence.
Oh, okay. Some children, when you take them out, they behave so badly. So some parents have decided that let me keep this boy or this girl home. Let me keep him at home to prevent disgrace, public disgrace. So such parents, what are you going to tell them?
So you try to let the child understand that when they go out, they are in the midst of people and they are expected to behave in a certain way that is socially acceptable. So the more you tell the child that, the child gets used to it. They keep hearing it. So when they go out, they know I'm supposed to behave this way. If the child keeps on behaving that way, there's a different disorder that could be going on with the child. They could be experiencing tantrums. Yes, that is why they go out and then they behave that way. So you have to try to teach the child how to behave in accordance with the society.
Is it by the use of cane? You know, sometimes you need to beat them small for them to behave well. Do we have to beat them for them to behave well? Because stop, you don't stop. If you apply the cane sometimes, you know, they will stop. Or what do you say?
Okay, so here's where spare the rod and then
Spoil
the child
So
comes
sometimes
in.
you use the
Yes.
small
But
cane.
you shouldn't always use a cane on the child. I'm sure most children like to be talked to. When you
Okay.
talk to them, or you tend to withdraw from them a little, they start feeling remorse for what they did. Because of what I did, mommy is not talking to me like she used to.
Okay.
So they'll try to get more friendlier with you and try to understand you.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So
Spare
that's how.
the rod and spoil the child. But that doesn't mean you should be the child every day. No, sometimes you need to talk to them. Bring them closer to you. So that let them feel that mommy is around. And even in your absence, they will still behave well. Thank you so much for coming. What are your last words?
Okay, so I'd like to say that people don't see these disorders as normal. A lot of the time, people think that it's just the normal way of behaving. But you need to know that there are disorders that come with even the normal things we see. So if you realize that your child is acting way out of proportion, you have to let the child either see a psychologist or go to the nearby counseling center so that they teach you how to go about with your child.
Good. Go to a nearby center for a treatment. Let's take care of the child for you. This program is to make children feel special and then also make parents help do the right thing. Thank you so much for watching. My name again is Auntie Franca, the children's favorite auntie. Same time next week. Bye.